Aljamain Sterling versus Petr Yan 2, the rematch, just took place in the co-main event of UFC 273, Volkanovski versus the Korean Zombie, and I need to give my reaction to this fight. A great 5-round fight. Aljamain Sterling remains the now undisputed bantamweight champion of the UFC, and I need to say this before I even get into reacting to what happened to the fight. I don't like Aljamain Sterling. I find him cringy, unmarketable. I don't like him whatsoever. He's not funny. I don't even like his fighting style. I hate how he plays the game non-stop of being on his knees in front of his opponent and grabbing onto their arms and almost praying at certain moments that they're going to illegally knee him in the face. I really don't like Aljamain Sterling. I don't like the way he won the belt in the first place in the first fight. I don't like the way he acted after he won the belt in the first place in the first fight. I don't like the way he speaks in general about that first fight. I didn't find him enjoyable at all in the build-up to this second fight. I am not as interested in him as a fighter as I am in Petr Yan. I wanted Petr Yan to go out there and completely obliterate Aljamain Sterling like a robot and destroy him and humiliate him in front of the Jacksonville fans and destroy him and take the bantamweight belt and prove once again that he is the best bantamweight in the world. Aljo can win rounds 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And I was one of those guys. I can't wait to see Yan destroy him. Oh, I can't wait till he's on the ground and Yan's raining down ground and pound on him, and Aljo's cowering away as Yan pummels him to absolute obliteration. I was one of those guys. I watched it live. I thought Aljo won rounds 1, 2, and 3. Round 2 could have been a 10-8 round. I don't think it was a 10-8 round. It could have been. If any of the rounds in the fight were to be a 10-8 round, it would be round 2, which would make it a draw if you think that Yan won the first round. Aljo can win the first round, okay? And when I was done with this fight, I looked over to my chat room. Yan robbed, oh my god, robbery. Yan robbed, Yan robbed, Yan robbed, oh my god, robbery. Yan won 4 and 5, Yan won 4 and 5. I checked the Instagram comments. Okay, I go onto the UFC post, I check the comments, I see Skinny Bets gloating as he usually fucking does whenever he gets a correct prediction on the Black Fighter. Gloating away, lol, Yan fans real silent now. One of those comments were on every single post, not just from Skinny Bets, but from people in general that were supporting Aljamain Sterling. No idea how you can support Aljamain Sterling going into this. I know why they support him. We all know why they support him. But I don't know how you can. Like, surely you want him to lose. I want him to lose. But I will say this. All of the comments, Yan robbed. How has Saudi Amato still got a job? He should be absolutely hung from the fucking rafters. He should be executed for his behavior in this fight. How does he keep robbing all of these fighters of their bad... The judging is terrible in the UFC. We need a complete revamp of the judging system. Yan won rounds 1, 4, and 5. There's no way you can score that first round to Aljo. I scored it to Aljo in round 1 in watching it live. I watched a round back just now. Aljo can win round 1. Aljo can win rounds 1, 2, and 5. 1, 2, and 3. He genuinely can. Get over it a bit. Like, I would love to be tooting the horn of robbery. Absolutely disgraceful robbery. Yan's still the best bantamweight in the world. Do I believe that Petr Yan will eventually beat Aljo if they ever have a trilogy? Yes, I'll probably pick him to win. I think he's a better fighter than Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling had his moments in the fight, capitalized on mistakes of Petr Yan when he was turning his back to defend takedowns on a single leg to try and drop leg his way out of a single leg defense, and Aljo took the back, ended up on there, and just never let go for the rest of the round. Okay? Do I believe Petr Yan's a better fighter? Yes, I do. But Aljo knows how to fucking cheat the system in a way to make himself win. He knows how to play the game. He plays the knee down game in the 4th and 5th round. Yan can't do anything. Every time he got hurt in any moment, on his knees, looking around, grabbing the hands of Petr Yan, sticking his fingers in the gloves, all that kind of stuff. Like, he plays that game so well, much like many members of Sarah Longo BJJ do, just like Chris Weidman tried to do against Gegard Mousasi, if you remember. They know how to play the scoring game. I watched round 1 again. A round where everyone seems to be unanimously in agreement that Yan won. Aljo outlanded him pretty clearly. Yan landed the bigger shots. He did. And there were moments where he would land a grazing blow that would send Aljo stumbling a little bit back into the cage. And Yan did land the more powerful shots in round 1. But he did get outlanded in round 1. Not by 1 or 2. I actually rewatched it. I think he got outlanded by about 4 strikes. in all honesty. I'm not even going to use the stats because the stats say that Mackenzie Dern landed like something 28 strikes in the first round, which is an absolute lie. So I'm not even going to use the stats. I watched it. Aljo landed about 4 strikes more than Yan in round 1. He failed the takedowns, fair enough. It's a bad image. Maybe the judge would see that as, you know what, Yan's defending the takedowns. These are points for POT. A lot of people want people to score failed takedown attempts for the guy who's defending the takedowns. I understand. However, that's not really the case. In a lot of examples, they just go off damage. Yan landed the bigger shots. Yan was pushing the action in round 1. I completely understand, guys. Aljo landed good shots in round 1. I'm going to say this right now, and people who actually sat there and saw Aljo win are going to immediately agree with me. In the first round, Aljamain Sterling, body kicks. He was landing really good body kicks. Like, Yan landed shots that stumbled Aljo back here and there and knocked him off balance here and there and stuff like that. Stuffed the takedowns, made him look silly in the first round by stuffing all of the takedowns and making him look like he doesn't even belong in them. He doesn't even belong in there with him in the grappling department. But Aljo landed some really good shots in there. Body kicks. Straight away. Couple of really good body kicks that landed hard on Petr Yan and redded up the stomach of Petr Yan. And he outlanded him. So maybe Yan. There is an argument for Yan winning that first round. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to have to wait to see the Weasel break it down in his Who Really Won video that I'm sure he's going to do about that first round in a couple of hours' time. Yan landed more effective strikes. Aljo didn't land non-effective strikes. Maybe Yan landed the ones that mattered most, but he didn't drop him. He didn't have him wobbling all over the place to where he clearly wins the round. Aljo landed good strikes too, and he landed slightly more. That's a toss-up of a round. Like, I can score that round to Aljo. I can score that round to Yan, but I kind of lean Aljo in round 1, if I'm being honest. Do I think Yan's the better fighter? I do. I really do. I think he gave up bad positions. Aljo capitalized, and it's hard to get Aljo off your back. Yan defended the back choke amazingly. Aljo was going for a rear naked all throughout rounds 2 and 3. Yan had no panic on his face whatsoever. Defended it, fought hands like a hand fighting simulator would, and just got through it. Got through those rounds. Ended up doing good. He even did good at the start of the third round, which a lot of people don't talk about. I know Aljo had back control, but Yan still had a good start of the third round. Even outlanded Aljo on significant strikes in round 3, but I think the back take was worth it for Aljo in terms of giving in those points to win that round. Round 4 and 5, Yan was clearly dominating Aljamain Sterling again. Just like it was in the first fight where Aljo started to slow down and Yan started to get the job done. Aljo got hurt multiple times in round 4. Multiple times in round 5, but it comes down to this. Do not just automatically score yourself a round that could go either way, Petr Yan. And I know his cornermen. I don't speak Russian. I can bet you. Oh, he didn't even have his cornermen. I forgot about. Maybe it would have been different if he actually had his fucking cornermen in his corner, telling him that maybe that round is a bit of a toss-up, push for a finish in rounds 4 and 5, rather than his fucking translator in his corner just talking to him like, breathe, drink water, breathe, drink water. I think he had some ATT guys, but not his regular guys that could speak great Russian to him and know him in and out and stuff like that. So he was at a bit of a disadvantage there, but at the same time, don't bank yourself around that's razor close. In round 4, I was screaming at Yan, stand up. What are you doing in full guard with Aljamain Sterling throwing total strikes on the ground? You're winning the round, yes, clearly. You've beaten him up this round. Stand up. Stand up, get Aljo up, and start beating him up. I get it, he didn't want to lose a moment, end up getting his back taken again maybe. But Aljo was slowing down. Aljo was wilting. He was being broken. He was being thrown around in rounds 4 and 5 by Yan. He was being smacked around like a bitch. And he was going to his knees every time he was in danger because it's the most cowardly position a man can ever be in front of another man. And it's also the only position that's rewarded with near enough invulnerability in MMA, which I hate as a rule. I despise it as a rule. If you are on your knees for an extended period of time in front of your opponent, you should get kneed or kicked in the face, in all honesty. Especially kneed in the face. Like, if you're there, on your knees in front of your opponent, clinging onto their hands, oh no, don't hurt me, and the guy can't load up shots on you because it's a lower weight class, he should be able to knee you square in your face for being on your knees in front of him. However, Aljo couldn't win rounds 1, 2, and 3. I'm seeing the robbery comments everywhere. I hate Aljo. He's a prick. I know why certain people root for him. It's nothing to do with personality or who they want to win. It's just certain reasons why certain types of people root for certain types of people in sports, and it's quite often the same types of people rooting for the same types of people. Okay? But they win. Aljo won, arguably. It's not a robbery. Great fight, though. Aljo looked good in the first 3 rounds. He looked really good. He had his moments. He was confident. He wasn't really doing anything on the back other than in round 2. He landed a couple of good shots on Yan. He was doing some ground and pound shots and stuff like that, which were very effective, but Yan was just staying calm, fighting the hands, keeping wrist control, trying to fight the body triangle. He just couldn't escape it. I mean, in hindsight, look how Sandhagen did compared to Petr Yan when he had his back taken. Yan's got that different level of, like, patience and, like, non-panickedness in those bad positions in the fights. But, like, Aljo wins, and it was really good of him. He had a great game plan. He capitalized on mistakes. He kept shooting a lot of takedowns early. I think he failed, like, 20 takedowns and scored 2 takedowns. Now, I do understand there is an element of MMA where you should maybe be rewarded for stuffing takedowns because a guy has challenged you in a realm of MMA. You have won that challenge, essentially. It's like a guy strikes first on you, and you pull and counter him, in a way. I don't see it as like a missed strike on the feet. I see it as in a guy's thrown a strike at you, he's missed, and you've slipped and popped him in the face with a jab. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see a defended takedown. Maybe that should be factored into the scoring system a little bit more, but it's not. And Yan knows that, and Yan knows how the game's played. He was stupid to act as though he would just get a decision win based on a very, very close round that couldn't go either way. I know the Weasel thought that Aljamain lost. A lot of people thought that Aljamain lost. I can see an argument for him. I can really see an argument for him winning. And I think I'll honestly make a prediction now. The Weasel's going to make his video. Who really won? I think he'll give it to Aljo as well. I think he'll see those body kicks that I saw that were really good and arguably as good as some of the bigger shots that Yan landed in round 1 when he was walking down Sterling. I understand octagon control is a thing, but that's when the strikes are even, and they weren't even. Aljo was a little bit up. You can't get mad at this. Aljo won. Does it ruin bantamweight forever? Yes. Is it annoying that we have this guy who's completely unmarketable as champ? Yes, it's very annoying. But that's it. You got to deal with it. We got these fucking boring, no personality having, cringe as fuck, losers as champ. And it's how it is. Unfortunately, got to deal with it. He called out TJ Dillashaw. I might pick Dillashaw to win because Dillashaw don't get his back taken and doesn't get out grappled typically in fights. And I know a lot of people say that, you know, Sandhagen should have beat Dillashaw and stuff like that. Sandhagen should have beat Dillashaw. But Dillashaw also fought past the first round of that fight with one leg, a cut over his eye, blood dripping into his eye the entire way through the fight. And after like a very, very long layoff of about 2.5 years, 3 years. So I think the next version of TJ we see is going to be way better than the version that we saw against Sandhagen, especially if he doesn't tear his ACL in the first round and also have blood trickling into his eye in the first round as well. Aljo won. He's the champ of bantamweight. I don't think it's a robbery. I think it's a very close fight. I'm going to have Russians sending me death threats. Everyone told me, you've got to go back and watch the first round again. You've got to go back and watch the first round again. You've got to go back and watch the first round again. You didn't see it right. You didn't see it right. Yan won the first round clear. I've got a guy in my fucking live stream comments saying Saudi Amato is related to Ray Longo and they go back ages together at Serra Longo BJJ. They're actually cousins, you know, and I think there's a grand conspiracy and I'm going to sue the MMA and all of this kind of stuff. Like, ain't that bad of a decision? Apples and oranges. Volume, a little bit less effectiveness. Lower volume, little bit more effectiveness. I'd love to say Yan won and call it a robbery. I think Garn beat Ngannou. I think according to the score set of MMA and the criteria of judging in MMA, Garn beat Ngannou. I think Usman Covington 2 was a draw. I rewatched that. Realised it myself. Usman Covington 2 should have been a draw according to the scoring criteria of MMA. Whittaker clearly beat Adesanya in the rematch according to the scoring criteria of MMA. Aljo can win. I'm not calling robbery here. My honest opinion. Get over it. I'm angry. It's ruined bantamweight for me. He's not a fucking good fighter. He's a good fighter. Oh, God, it's so fucking annoying. He just holds onto the back. He's not good at striking. He's completely outmatched striking-wise against Petr Yan. He doesn't have the same level of conditioning. He doesn't have the same level of fight IQ. But if he has a moment in a fight where Yan slips while he's going for a single leg, he can take the back and keep it for a whole round. Good for him. He's good. He's a champ. He won. There's going to be a trilogy, I do hope, eventually. Do I think it happens straight away? No, I don't think it happens straight away. I think we see like a Petr Yan call out a Dominic Cruz or something like that. TJ Dillashaw fights Jose Aldo. And then we see where the rest of the chips fall at bantamweight. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's killed the buzz at bantamweight because Aljo is just an annoying little cretin of a man. And he's not no mercy Petr Yan. He's just an annoying little fucking cringy, annoying cunt. But he's a really good at fighting and winning scorecards. Annoying, cringy, boring, pathetic, kneeling, non-stop in a fight, glove fucking holding on fucking bitch of a fucking great champion. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Hope I broke it down in the most sensible way I can. I'm very sleep deprived. But I believe I know what I saw. Aljo can win. Stop crying about corruption. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. Like and subscribe. Click that button up there. Toodle pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye.